All right, everyone, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Mike Mellis. I'm with Kenect, and we are excited today about our Actionstep and Kenect integration. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Kenect and our integration with Actionstep and how it works. And just real quick, we're going to have a quick intro from Actionstep. So just real quick, let's jump into that and we will get started.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Today we'll discuss the 5 best reasons to use texting at your firm and cover actionable tips you can employ to better communicate with your clients. Before we get started, I'll introduce myself. My name is Katie Eagles. I'm Actionstep's Global Product Marketing Manager. I joined Actionstep in September of 2021, and I've been working in product marketing for over a decade, specializing in getting impactful products and services to market. Just a quick note about Actionstep. If you haven't heard of us, we're 100% cloud-based legal practice management software. We're known for customization and automation. We were founded in 2004, and we've always been 100% cloud-based. We're used by around 2,400 law firms worldwide. So at Actionstep, we create practice management software that helps law firms run their practice their way. Some of you may be familiar with Kenect. They're one of our newest integration partners. Kenect brings some very interesting communication functionality to Actionstep users. Most law firms say they struggle with client communication, and we all know how frustrating voicemail tag with clients can be. Clients ignore you, don't answer your calls, and don't respond to your emails. Kenect helps solve these challenges with their legal text messaging system. With this new texting integration, Actionstep customers can use Kenect's text messaging platform to communicate with clients, collect payments via text, video chat, and easily gather and manage online reviews. In this webinar, we'll cover the 5 best reasons to use texting at your firm, and for the first time, dig into the specifics of how Kenect's integration works with Actionstep. I'm going to turn things over to Mike Mellis, the Director of Partnerships at Kenect, to walk you through Kenect and our integration.
Thanks, Katie. We're going to walk through a little bit of who Kenect is, who we are, before we jump into the integration today. A couple of kind of housekeeping notes as well. You are in listen-only mode on the webinar today, but feel free to ask questions in the GoToWebinar panel there on the right-hand side of your screen. You can drop questions in that panel. We will reserve time at the end of the webinar for those questions. We will try to cover everything today in about 25 minutes. So we'll try to wrap up at kind of 11:30 my time here. So if you're East Coast, 1:30. But so a couple quick things, just a couple of notes about Kenect. We are a text messaging platform that is built specifically for law firms. That's who we are. Our tool is really designed to help firms communicate more efficiently, generate new leads, collect payments, and drive online reviews. We're really excited. We have been growing quickly. We were recently named to the Inc. 5000 list, the 25th fastest growing software company in America, and the 216th fastest growing company overall. We're excited clearly today about our integration with Actionstep, and we're going to talk quite a bit about that and how that our tool helps Actionstep users communicate more effectively with their clients. But we're integrated with lots of other CMS systems in the industry. We have over 5,000 clients and about 50,000 daily users on our platform. We're connected with lots of partners in the legal space, including the names you see on the bottom of your screen there, including LawPay. But we tend to see some pretty pretty consistent themes as we work and communicate with law firms across the country. Things and challenges they face every day. Communication with clients can always be challenging. Some firms that we work with have tried or thought about text messaging, and they're using their personal numbers and cell phones to communicate, and that can be challenging. It's a highly competitive market out there, more so every day. Hard to differentiate yourself sometimes. We also see firms, have a challenge with, they're managing their online presence, outdated marketing strategies, and just a lot of time wasted collecting payments from clients as well. Chasing down clients for those payments. So we really help with all of those things that we just mentioned. Our platform is a two-way text messaging platform that helps you communicate with your clients without giving out that personal cell phone number. We also help firms collect leads directly from their website. We have a really nice text us functionality that we can add to your website. We can help collect payments faster via our text to pay functionality right from within a text message, and help firms generate and manage online reviews. That's really kind of who we are at the core of Kenect. And just a couple quick thoughts on text messaging. If you may in the past have thought about text messaging and maybe thought about using it as you communicate with your clients, there's a couple of interesting reasons why you should think about that. Pew Research did some recent survey, and they found that 89% of your clients would actually prefer to interact with you via text message versus versus a phone call. And 98% of all text messages are opened, 95% are read within 3 minutes. So it's a really timely form of communication. 96% of your clients actually find phone calls to be disruptive. They just don't fit into our kind of modern lives, and your clients are really no different. And if I would venture to say that most of you on the webinar today probably have your phone there in front of you, and you probably have a few unread emails, maybe a few missed calls, but you probably have very few, if any, unread text messages. And your clients are really no different, right? It's a great way to communicate with them. And we see some really interesting ways that clients use text messaging, that firms use it in their day-to-day communication with their clients. Everything from scheduling appointments, sending appointment reminders, streamlining their intake process. A lot of firms that we work with use even just a really simple 3 or 4 question intake questionnaire over a text message as they're deciding whether or not that's a client that kind of fits their profile. It's a great way to send case updates, communicate really effectively with your clients. You can collect fees right from a text message. We have a really nice tool that allows you to video chat with clients. And you can send and receive almost anything over a text message that you would over email. So, videos, PDFs, attachments, all can be sent back and forth with clients. It's a great way to communicate and receive that documentation back and forth with your clients. And it's a great way to generate online reviews for Google and Facebook, and capture more leads from Facebook and from Instagram and your website. And if you a lot of firms that we work with are very active on those on Facebook and Instagram. There's 1 billion active users there, but if you're not, it's definitely something to think about. We are integrated as well with Facebook and Instagram's Messenger tool. So all those messages, whether you're communicating over a text message or over Facebook and Instagram, those messages flow into our platform as well. So it's a really nice way to communicate with those clients as well. But one of the tools that's really helpful, if you were to look at one of our clients, one of the firms using Kenect, on their website, they've got a text us functionality. See that in the bottom of the screen there. And that's really allows your clients to reach out and engage with you in kind of a new and interesting way. Most firms that we work with and talk to have, kind of the standard, as you can see on the top of the page, the, call us at this number, or they might have a contact us page where you enter your name and number, and they ask several questions about your case, and ask and sometimes a few questions, sometimes maybe too many questions for that client to fill out. But that text us functionality is a really interesting way for your clients to reach out and engage with you. And what we see when firms add that widget, add that text us functionality on their website, is they get a lot more engagement, and they actually are capturing more leads directly from their website. You've given clients a new that new way to interact with you. And from your side, it's a really from the client, when they jump in and they click that text us button, it's a really simple process for them. It's really familiar. In this case, this particular firm has a few different areas of practice. So they're kind of asking this client, hey, what do you need help with today? And when they click one of those areas, let's just say they've got a personal injury case they need a little bit of help with. When they click that, they're prompted with a really simple form that just asks them, hey, tell us a little bit about what you need help with. In this case, they're asking for a name, a number, and a message. And when they fill that out, they send that message here. I was just in a car accident. They get a really simple message back that's an automated message that could say anything from your firm saying, hey, thanks for reaching out. Someone will be in touch with you shortly. But they get an automatic response back on their phone. So they've transitioned from the website. So unlike some of the chat functionalities that you may have tried in the past, they're not stuck in front of their phone or their computer until that interaction is over. They just get a really nice text message back. They can then go about their day, and you can communicate with them as they do with friends, family, other businesses, a lot of other interactions in their day-to-day lives that's very, very familiar to them. And on your side, you've got a really nice inbox for the team that allows you to communicate. So in this case, this is maybe a new client, they're reaching out. Your intake team, then there might be a group of folks at a team, and they might see this team inbox. So who's ever logged into that, intake team or assigned to that can take this inquiry, respond to this client, and then maybe it moves to a paralegal attorney team. After that, they can assign that conversation or transfer that conversation to a new team. But it's a really great way for the team to collaborate and communicate with that client. We have a really nice mobile version of the product as well. So if you're sitting at your desktop, your laptop or at your desk, this is what the product looks like. So it looks like a great way to communicate with those clients. But as well, many attorneys are out and about. They're at court, they're out of the office, they're even just running around the office. They still want to be able to communicate with those clients. You get all those same notifications and can communicate with all those same tools in the mobile platform as well. And you can see those messages. You can configure your notifications to your preferences. But you have some really nice tools as well built into both the desktop and mobile version of the product that really make text messaging more powerful, a lot easier to use. So you can see we've got a few really nice tools here, like Quick Reply, which is a templated messages that you may want to, things you say over and over again, that you may want to template and use. You could ask a client for a review. You had a great experience with a client. You want to ask them to leave you some feedback. Really simple with one click to ask for that. You can send photos directly from your photo library or directly from your camera if you wanted to send something to a client. You can even request a payment right from a text message there. You could schedule a message to go out at a future date. Maybe you wanted to remind a client about an appointment a week from now. You could schedule a message to go out a week from now. And you can even actually invite clients to a video chat right from a message. So if you wanted to, you're in that text communication, you want to jump into a little more detailed conversation with the client, you could actually with one click send them a link to a video chat. All they've got to do is click that link, and now you're communicating with that client, whether on your desktop or even on that your mobile device. It's the same functionality. But it's a great tool. There's no additional software needed on their side. You send them a link, they click it, you click it, and you're instantly in a video chat. Nothing to download. But it's a great way to meet with current clients to discuss case updates and more. Great way to kind of have those initial consultations with potential clients. You can share your screen just like you would in a Zoom meeting, things of that nature, but without the client having to download anything. In many cases, clients may not be as technically savvy on some of these things, so it's really simple. All they've got to do is click a link. But it's a great way. You can even meet with, if there's a group of clients you need to meet with, or there's multiple family members that you need to invite to a meeting, you can do the same thing. And one of the other functionalities as well is the capability to collect payments right from a text message. So you can see, as we're in a text message here, if you wanted to request a payment from a client, you can do that. You click that link. You enter a few details about the payment. In this case, we're going to collect a retainer from this client, even select the account we want that payment to go into. In this case, maybe it's going into our operating account versus that trust account. And the client gets a really nice text message with a link. They click that link, and all they've got to do is fill out that payment information and click pay, and now you've collected that payment from a client. So really simple right from a text message to collect payments as well. And you've got some nice tools on the back end as well that let you kind of manage and see all that transaction history for all those payments that have been sent or voided or paid. You can kind of see all of those details in one really nice spot as well. And if you're connected with LawPay, depending on who your payer is, if you're using LawPay, we're connected with that tool as well, so we can easily tie in your payment functionality there as well. But we see clients use text-to-pay functionality in some really interesting ways. It's a great way. It's a great tool to help you get paid faster. You can collect payments, right from a text message, even when the client's not present. It's a great way to reduce your AR. You can collect consultation fees, retainer fees, down payments, and as I mentioned before, you can deposit those into either a trust account or an operating account. But a great tool. Really, it really simplifies the payment process with and for your clients. So, great, secure, easy option. Really, from anywhere you can collect those payments. And we've added recently another kind of interesting functionality that we just recently added from a text messaging standpoint is we've added broadcast messaging for those firms that need to send or want to send a message to a group of clients. So in this case, it could be you've got a class action you're working on and you want to send it out to a group of contacts, or you may have like you can see a couple of examples here. You might have a new attorney that's joined the firm that you want to introduce your clients to. They sent out a holiday greeting here in one of the examples. But it's a great way to send one message to many of your clients. It's kind of that one-to-many message. When the client receives the message, they can respond just as they would, a one-to-one message. But it's a great way to really simply, broadcast that message out. And as you can see, we talked through a few of these, but it's a great tool, to send those types of, one out to many of your client type of communications and messages. And as we talked about, there's a few examples, everything from those new attorney introductions to whether you might be a class action lawsuit you're working on, things of that nature. And I want to shift now to one of the other kind of core functionalities of Kenect and who we are, and one of the tools that we really help firms with, and that's helping manage your online reputation, managing your reviews. And so part of who one of the big reasons that firms love Kenect and love to use our product is helping manage their reputation out there. A couple of interesting statistics: 93% of your new clients are going to use reviews when they're looking for an attorney to help them solve their problem. 91% of clients now trust online reviews as much as those personal recommendations, that word of mouth, and 87% won't consider a firm with low online ratings. So they really matter. They matter to you, they matter to your clients, right? And here, this is where your clients are likely finding you. This is called Google's Map Pack. And it's effectively, they're on their phone or they're on the computer and they type in this case, personal injury attorney near me, right? And so Harvard Business Review did a little research around this, and they found that Google's Map Pack gets 5 times more views than your firm's website. So for as much work as you put into the website, they're probably landing here before they ever get to your website, right? And they found that even a 1-star increase in your reviews can lead to a 5 to 9% increase in revenue for the firm, because people are not just going to pass. They're going to, you're in the group of attorneys that they're going to consider because you've got great online ratings. But a negative review can cost you as many as 30 clients as well. So it kind of cuts both ways, right? Reviews are important. Your clients look at them. They're an important data point for them to help decide whether they want to reach out and use you to help solve that challenge they've got in front of them. And what they want to see, what your clients are really looking for in reviews, and a couple of things that we can help with are they're looking for quality. They want to see that you've got great reviews, great 4 and 5 star reviews. They want to see that they're recent, that you didn't go out and get reviews one time and haven't had reviews in years. They want to see recent reviews. 50 is really the bare minimum, right? Below that, most of us tend to feel like below 50 reviews is friends and family that are doing you a favor. Above that's where they start to feel a little more legitimate. 150 is really ideal. It might even be more if your market is competitive. And Google actually found that after reading reviews, the next thing that those potential clients are going to look at is actually your responses to those reviews. How you respond to those folks that have left you feedback. It gives them really good insight into how their interaction with you might go, right? But reviews can be challenging, right? So getting reviews, asking for them, for some firms, is just not a natural part of their process. So we want to make that really simple and easy for firms. And it's really easy over a text message, right? Inside of Kenect, you saw, one of the tools was ask for a review. So you can actually just with one click ask for this review. So you have a great interaction with a client. Hey, would you mind leaving us a review? Sure, great. I'm going to send you a text message. All you got to do is click that message and leave us a quick review. And this is what it looks like on the client side. When they get that message, it looks like this. And this could say whatever you'd like it to say here, but hey, thanks for being a valued client. Please take a few minutes and leave us a review. So when they click that link, all they've got to do now is select where they'd like to leave that review and select the number of stars and leave a couple of sentences about their interaction with you. So it takes steps out of the process, makes it really simple for your clients to leave you reviews. And in doing so, you end up with a lot more reviews. Whenever you make the process really simple and easy for your clients, they're more of them are going to go through that work to help you out there. And we see a couple of things that are really interesting in firms that are trying to really take control of their success with online reviews. One, have a process, right? Take control of that process. A lot of firms that kind of have the laissez-faire, we're going to just let our best clients speak for us on their own. More than likely they will not, right? You've got to really ask clients for reviews, because otherwise just your clients that maybe didn't have as great of an experience are going to be the ones that will take time out of their day. Because if you think about it, when was the last time you out of the goodness of your heart went and left a review for someone? Unless you had a fantastic, an extraordinary experience, you're probably not going to do that, and neither are your clients. So build a repeatable process. Find that natural spot with every great client to ask them for a review, and then use Kenect, use text messaging to ask for those reviews. It's 35 times more effective than email at collecting those reviews, right? It's a huge difference. And then once you've earned those reviews, use them in other areas of your marketing, around your office and website, in your communications with your clients. You've earned those great things that clients have said about you. Use them. So just one more slide before we jump into a few of the details around the integration here with Actionstep, so you'll know a little bit about Kenect and who we are. But we see some really interesting things happen when a firm starts to use Kenect and text messaging in their website. They see a huge increase in the number of leads from their website. They see a huge decrease in the number of voicemails because they're able to communicate with those clients more efficiently. Paralegals and staff save up to 45 minutes a day. You can collect payments more quickly, and you can increase the number of online reviews that you have that really help bring in more clients in the future really rapidly. And our goal is really to help you attract more clients, generate lots of reviews, make your operation more efficient, and really help you increase those online conversions because you've got great feedback from your clients. So that's who Kenect is and kind of who we are. We're really excited about our integration with Actionstep. So you know a little bit about us and kind of what we do. But we've got a fantastic integration with Actionstep. They're great folks over there. They've got a great system, and our tool has a couple of interesting ways that we talk to their system. So one, your contacts from Actionstep actually will sync into Kenect. So if you want to send a text message with a client, that client will already be in Kenect as well. So it's really simple. They're there. Any message that comes in from an existing client, they're already in the Kenect system. Number two, if someone comes to that website and they hit that text us button that we talked about, we're going to push that information, that new contact, into Actionstep in real time with that name, that number, and that message. A new matter is created in Actionstep in the file note section, and they're ready for follow-up. So that lead gets created for you to follow up with, for your intake team to communicate with that new prospective client. And then all of those conversation histories, all the messaging that goes back and forth between you and your clients over text messaging, oftentimes if it's over mobile phones and you're not using a system like Kenect, it just kind of is in a lot of different places. When you use Kenect tied in with Actionstep, all those conversation histories get posted in Actionstep into the client record. And they show up in the file notes section, but you can actually link them to a specific matter inside of Actionstep. We're synchronizing the matters and the cases that are specific to those individual contacts, and you can assign those messages. So inside of Kenect, when you're sitting there communicating with a client, you can actually assign that specific conversation to a specific matter or case inside of Actionstep. So really simple and easy. And then those messages are posted into that file note section. So you can see these are a couple of kind of samples here. So the data it isn't exactly what your data would look like here, but you can see those messages get posted right into, in this case, Reed's got an automobile accident matter that we're working on with him, and all those messages that we've had back and forth with Reed are going to show up and are part of his client record, which if you're texting on your personal phone, challenging oftentimes to get those in. When you have this integration between our two products, you have really great communication, and it shows up and becomes part of that matter inside of Actionstep as well. And I want to make sure, I know we're coming up on our time here, so I want to make sure we have a little bit of time here for some Q&A. So let me jump in. And if you have questions, feel free to drop those into the question section there. I've got a couple that I want to make sure we answer here. Well, one of the first questions is basically around timing. How long does it take to get started on Kenect? And typically our goal is to have a firm up and running in less than 2 weeks. So that includes getting this our two systems, if you're using Actionstep and Kenect together, integrated, getting the system up and running, all your users set up, your staff trained. Oftentimes we'll convert the number you've been using for years and years at your firm into a textable number, and so converting that number, getting you set up and trained, usually less than 2 weeks. So yeah, great question there. And if you have other questions, drop them in that panel. We're happy to answer those questions. Or if you'd prefer, you can call or text us on that number that you see on your screen there. We're a text messaging company, so we love texting. So feel free to reach out to us there. But we appreciate everyone jumping on the webinar today. Again, if you have other questions, feel free to reach out. But we thank the folks at Actionstep for hosting us today. And we're really excited about this integration. We think it adds a ton of value to the Actionstep community by adding some really nice functionality to the capability now to communicate with your clients over a text message and have it all synchronized really nicely between our two systems. So if there aren't other questions, we're going to let everyone get back to what they do best, but we thank you all for joining us today and hope you have a great day. Thanks everyone for joining.